So the how the cheapest price can also be a huge win and a huge failure for everybody involved. Friends of mine were doing a project, and very confident, assured, highly intelligent guy, works in finance. I offered my help as a friend, and it was kind of rebuffed, and that's fine. That's the nature of the guy. The guy is one of these guys, kind of king of the world, and couldn't be a nicer fella, but overly confident. So he went for the cheapest tender, started using language that I was very afraid of, how he was going to screw him, how he wasn't going to take any shit from him, how he was going to be the boss. And I flagged him. I said, look, you're going down a one-way street, and he was telling me how much he was going to get done for how much, and just said it's not feasible. It's not feasible. So we went ahead, all guns done, and he gave me a telephone call and asked me to call up, asked me were these things normal, and the builder had abandoned the site. He was gone. Thankfully, he wasn't overpaid, but the quality of the work was awful. My buddy didn't have an architect, didn't have a quantity surveyor, didn't have an engineer, and what he now had was, the slab with who knows what was going on foundation level, but it was pretty easy to see that there was no insulation in the floor, so it all had to come out. The builder disappeared. He hadn't done due diligence. Total disaster. I worked it out quickly, about 95 grand of work aborted, and the builder had grossly underpriced it. His tender, when I eventually saw it, had loads of items not included, and this was already starting to lead to arguments. The tender itself looked like something that AI did, and it was 2 pages. It read really well until you actually realised that there was no depth in it. The builder, I actually did financial records on him. I went to the CRO and I actually pulled it up, and he had made loss for the last 4 years in a row. So I'm sure hopefully he was putting some money into a pension, but he had made, and there was already escalations and disputes about variations, and so not a nice thing to see, but unfortunately these things do happen. So the cheapest one, and that's not necessarily what some people actually forget. Some people think that the job of the quantity surveyor is to get the cheapest price. It's to get the right price and the right builder. It's an overall holistic vision rather than the lowest tender. And even if something looks too good, and it usually is too good, and people are paying colossal money, so they want to believe, and they have their own inbuilt biases, which is profoundly understanding. I had them myself when I was doing work myself, so and I'll tell you about that. But so if it's too good to believe, it usually is too good to believe. It's that simple. And jumping the gun, and my buddy also had no contract in place, even though I told him he should, and I warned him. So So there was kind of major lessons all around. Thanks guys, appreciate you sharing time. If I can help you in any way, drop me a line where we can chat. Thanks.